All stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh, give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Tina Afshari.
May it please the court, I move that Tina Afshari be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tina Afshari be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amna Ahmed.
May it please the court, I move that Amna Ahmed be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amna Ahmed be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Labiba Binti Ashraf.
May it please the court, I move that Labiba Binte Ashraf be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Labiba Binte Ashraf be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shamayita Bhattacharya.
May it please the court, I move that Shamita Bhattacharya be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shamayita Bhattacharya be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alison Margaret Beyer.
May it please the court, I move that Alison Margaret Beyer be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alison Margaret Beyer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michelle Christine Boyd.
May it please the court, I move that Michelle Christine Boyd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable
Let
court.
Michelle Christine Boyd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Peter John Bryce.
May it please the court, I move that Peter John Bryce be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Peter John Bryce be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chris Hu Lam Chan.
May it please the court, I move that Chris Hulam Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chris Hu Lam Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sumava Chatterjee.
May it please the court, I move that Shumava Chatterjee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sumava Chatterjee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Phoebe Alexandra Cook.
May it please the court, I move that Phoebe Alexandra Cook be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Phoebe Alexandra Cook be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Deborah Michelle Corrigan.
May it please the court, I move that Deborah Michelle Corrigan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Deborah Michelle Corrigan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Renee Caitlin Crofts.
May it please the court, I move that Renee Caitlin Crofts be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Renee Caitlin Crofts be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xiaolang Deng.
May it please the court, I move that Zhao Yang Deng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zhao Yang Deng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Deveridge.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Deveridge be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Deveridge be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jason Dong.
May it please the court, I move that Jason Dong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jason Dong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eleanor Jane Drury.
May it please the court, I move that Eleanor Jane Drury be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eleanor Jane Drury be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rochelle Lisa Duffy.
May it please the court, I move that Rochelle Lisa Duffy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rochelle Lisa Duffy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mariana Esho.
May it please the court, I move that Mariana Esho be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mariana Esho be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Caitlin Farncombe.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Caitlin Farncombe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Caitlin Farncombe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacob Taylor Fly.
May it please the court, I move that Jacob Taylor Fly be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacob Taylor Fly be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hyman Joyce Fung.
May it please the court, I move that Heyman Joyce Fong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Heyman Joyce Fung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Navneet Gontasala.
May it please the court, I move that my cousin-in-law, Navneet Gantasala, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Navneet Gantasala be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Thomas Gibbons.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew Thomas Gibbons be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Matthew Thomas Gibbons be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cameron David Grace.
May it please the court, I move that my husband, Cameron David Grace, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Cameron David Grace be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matilda Jeanette Grimm.
May it please the court, I move that Matilda Jeanette Grimm be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Matilda Jeanette Grimm be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bara Hamdi.
May it please the court, I move that Bara Hamdi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Bara Hamdi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bharath Harikrishnan.
May it please the court, I move that Bharat Harikrishnan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Bharat Harikrishnan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Hu.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Hu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jennifer Hu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Richard Jump.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew Richard Jump be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Matthew Richard Jump be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bronwyn Catherine Murray Kelly.
May it please the court, I move that Bronwyn Catherine Murray Kelly be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Bronwyn Catherine Murray Kelly be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Beatrice Anna Curry.
May it please the court, I move that Beatrice Anna Curry be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Beatrice Anna Curry be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nathan Wallace Kitchen.
May it please the court, I move that Nathan Wallace Kitchen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nathan Wallace Kitchen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sophie Olivia Langham.
May it please the court, I move that Sophie Olivia Langham be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sophie Olivia Langham be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edna Virginia Alice Valeti Lavinia Latu.
May it please the court, I move that Edna Virginia Alice Valeti Lavinia Latu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Edna Virginia Alice Valeti Lavinia Latu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lok Ting Lung.
May it please the court, I move that Lok Ting Lung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lok Ting Leung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Shenley Leverett.
May it please the court, I move that Hannah Shenley Leverett be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hannah Shenley Leverett be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhu Ying Liang.
May it please the court, I move that Zhu Ying Lang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zhu Ying Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
John David Lidbetter.
May it please the court, I move that John David Lidbetter be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let John David Lidbetter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Talisha Scarlett Lombardo.
May it please the court, I move that Talisha Scarlett Lombardo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Talisha Scarlett Lombardo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Laura Angel McLean.
May it please the court, I move that Laura Angel McLean be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Laura Angel McLean be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alicia Catherine Matthias.
May it please the court, I move that Alicia Catherine Matthias be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alicia Catherine Matthias be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Margaret Ann Mitchell.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Margaret Ann Mitchell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Margaret Ann Mitchell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rachel Muller.
May it please the court, I move that Rachel Muller be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rachel Muller be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Abby Novotny.
May it please the court, I move that Abby Novotny be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Abby Novotny be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zachary Douglas Odgers.
May it please the court, I move that my brother, Zachary Douglas Odgers, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zachary Douglas Odgers be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sristi Parajuli.
May it please the court, I move that Sristi Parajuli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sristi Parajuli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zoe Louise Plant.
May it please the court, I move that Zoe Louise Plant be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zoe Louise Plant be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claire Elise Quinlan.
May it please the court, I move that Claire Elise Quinlan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Claire Elise Quinlan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Andrew Ritchie.
May it please the court, I move that James Andrew Ritchie be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Andrew Ritchie be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Talia Drew Rogan.
May it please the court, I move that Talia Drew Rogan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Talia Drew Rogan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mark Edward Salter.
May it please the court, I move that my son Mark Edward Salter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mark Edward Salter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nina Shlapnikova.
May it please the court, I move that Nina Shlapnikova be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nina Shlapnikova be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mitchell John Staniforth.
May it please the court, I move that Mitchell John Staniforth be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mitchell John Staniforth be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgina Siramahos.
May it please the court, I move that Georgina Siramahos be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgina Siramahos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anusha Suzanne Thomas.
May it please the court, I move that Anusha Suzanne Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anusha Suzanne Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Oliver James Ernest Thorne.
May it please the court, I move that Oliver James Ernest Thorne be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Oliver James Ernest Thorne be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michelle Sue.
May it please the court, I move that Michelle Sue be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michelle Sue be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angela Gerzon Vangdal.
May it please the court, I move that Angela Gerzon Vangdal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Angela Gerzon Vangdal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anand Verma.
May it please the court, I move that Anand Verma be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anand Verma be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Camille Ann Wright Gray.
May it please the court, I move that Camille Ann Wright Gray be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Camille Ann Wright Gray be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yining Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Yining Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yining Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yifei Yang.
May it please the court, I move that Yifei Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yifei Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lian Yang.
May it please the court, I move that Lian Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lian Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yuzhan Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Yuzhan Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yuzhan Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, as and when directed, to stand and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making an affirmation. So please stand when and as directed by Ms. Plater.
Good rows 1 and 2 on my right, please stand. Tina Afshari. Amna Ahmed. Labeba Binte Ashraf. Shamayita Bhattacharya. Alison Margaret Bayer. Michelle Christine Boyd. Peter John Bryce. Chris Hu Lam Chan. Sumava Chatterjee. Phoebe Alexandra Cook. Deborah Michelle Corrigan. Renee Caitlin Crofts. Zhao Ling Deng. Lachlan Deveridge. Jason Dong. And Eleanor Jane Drury. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 on my right please stand? Rochelle Lisa Duffy, Mariana Esho, Emma Caitlin Farncombe, Jacob Taylor Fly, Heyman Joyce Fung, Navneet Gunsala, Matthew Thomas Gibbons, Cameron David Grace, Matilda Jeanette Grimm, Bara Hamdi, Barath Harikrishnan, Jennifer Hu, Matthew Richard Jump, Bronwyn Catherine Murray Kelly, Beatrice Anna Curry, Nathan Wallace Kitchen, Sophie Olivia Langham, Edna Virginia Alice Valetti Lavinia Latu, Lok Ting Lung, Hannah Shenley Leverett, Zhu Ying Liang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down. Could the row of admittees in front of me please stand? John David Lidbetter, Tashlita Scarlett Lombardo, Laura Angel McLean, Alicia Catherine Matthias, Jessica Margaret Ann Mitchell, Rachel Muller, Abby Novotny, Zachary Douglas Odgers, Shrishti Parajuli, Zoe Louise Plant, Claire Elise Quinlan, James Andrew Ritchie, Talia Drew Rogan, and Mark Edward Salter. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could the 2 rows on my right please? Nina Shlapnikova, Mitchell John Staniforth, Georgina Siramahos, Anusha Suzanne Thomas, Oliver James Ernest Thorne, Michelle Tsu, Angela Gerzon Vongdal, Anand Verma, Camille Ann Wright Gray, Yining Zhu, Yifei Zhang, Lian Yang, and Yuzhan Zhang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Well, may I welcome you all very warmly to this, the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today, to my right, is Justice Griffiths, an acting Justice of Appeal and former Judge of the Federal Court of Australia, and to my left, Justice Elizabeth Peden, who is a Judge of the Equity Division of this court. Together, we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you, the newly admitted lawyers, to practice today. This court rests on land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I also acknowledge we have sitting with us to my far left on the bench today His Honour Judge Sean Grant of the District Court of New South Wales. I'm delighted you're able to join us. I also acknowledge in the well of the court the Deputy Chief Justice of the Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia, Justice Robert McClelland. I see in the audience the former Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Australia, the Honourable James Allsop, AC, and I also acknowledge Professor Ron McCallum, formerly Dean of the University of Sydney Law School and one of Australia's leading academic lawyers. To all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for great celebration. We up here know, we can remember how hard you all have worked to reach this important milestone. I'm also very pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on the journey thus far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever be the case, I'm sure they are all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take the time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you to a long, civilised lunch for the balance of the afternoon. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom you have followed, namely of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back as far as the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824. Thus it was that in May of this year, the court to which you have now been admitted celebrated its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. Please take the time after the ceremony to view the history wall outside the court, the photographs of our bicentennial sitting, and the new Supreme Court gallery to get a taste for our rich history. You are also a very fortunate cohort. After this ceremony, when you move to the lobby of the court to sign the roll and receive your certificate of admission, you'll also be presented with a copy of the court's recently published bicentenary history entitled Constant Guardian, Changing Times, a history of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, 1824 to 2024, as a memento of your admission in this, the bicentennial year of the court. I do hope that you take time to read and enjoy it. It's a mere 400 pages or so, although there are quite a few pictures. It doesn't need to be read in one sitting, but it has a wealth of fascinating information in it about the court of which you have each just become an officer. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrated 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, about which I'll say something more shortly. This admission ceremony is attended by unique but important formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by somebody who is already a member, an established member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have made. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service, for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you must always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. And you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Admission to this court is a privilege, it's not a right, and the privilege must be respected. Now, you will see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices which hang around the walls of this court that up here on the bench we're wearing the same robes, I have to say in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. And you may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you we don't wear them because they are particularly comfortable. They're not. But we do so for a number of important symbolic reasons. First, and symbolically, they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Almost 45% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. There are over 600 women barristers, including the president of the New South Wales Bar Association, and women make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 35. That is a radical change from when I commenced practice, which I like to think was not that long ago. It has been an extremely salutary change. The other symbolic significance of wearing these robes is to differentiate the judiciary from the other arms of government, emphasising the importance of an independent, quite distinct arm of government, namely the judiciary, and an independent judiciary being so important to our concept of the rule of law. As to continuity of the rule of law, we sadly live in a world in which there is so much global uncertainty and insecurity, so that the rule of law is more important than ever, and not simply some academic construct or phrase of some theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. In a speech delivered in 2018, Lord Hodge of the UK Supreme Court aptly described the rule of law as, and I quote, a bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder, unquote. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law in New South Wales is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of artificial intelligence, AI, brings with it both opportunities and challenges with which the legal profession and the courts are and will continue to engage. While the increased use of technology offers undoubted advantages, it's my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and interact with each other. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, or health or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, of course, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community, and a judiciary educated in and sensitive to the many different cultural strands which contribute to the fabric of our society. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat for the last 6 years as a judge, including this ceremony, highlight that there is far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately for the rule of law. Now let me offer some brief professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you'll make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. If we're honest with ourselves, we all make mistakes and always have. But when you do make mistakes, the trick is to ensure that your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice dictates that you take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I always urge young lawyers not to make is to fall into the trap of giving your clients the advice you think they want to hear. I can tell you now that will not be good advice. Your role and your duty and your responsibility is to give independent and fearless advice. That is in your client's interests, not telling them what you think they want to hear. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, can be confrontational. The practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough, however, without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as regrettably it sometimes does. So it's essential that as practitioners you maintain your detachment, balance and good humour when dealing with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession and not a business. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time. I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. For a non-lawyer, law is often remote, even incomprehensible, and one of your roles, important roles as a lawyer, will be to make the law accessible to others. So strive to be clear and concise at all times, both in what you say, how you say it, and what you write. To do so ultimately facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, we now recognise much better than we used to how important your physical and mental health are. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel a little overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, that's often because well-motivated lawyers will want to go the extra mile for their clients. They want to ensure that the brief is fully prepared, that the advice is comprehensive, that all avenues of a matter have been explored, and that's admirable. But it can, as I say, sometimes become all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. So work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. But you should also know, or if you already know, remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession. In this context, I'm going to call on two young representatives, one of the New South Wales Bar Association, one of the Law Society of New South Wales, to offer a few words by way of welcome. Ms. Illich, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Alexandra Illich, and I was called to the bar 4 years ago. I practice in commercial litigation with a particular focus on complex contract, financial services, and competition law disputes. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you all to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and most importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. To be a member of the legal profession is both an honour and a privilege. It allows each of us to contribute to society in a meaningful way. My work as a barrister appeals to my sense of curiosity, my desire to learn, and my interest in grappling with complex facts and ideas by providing expert advice, setting strategy, and representing both people and companies in court. Each of you has a story of what brought you to this moment in your careers and the decision to enter the legal profession. May I say that the legal profession is richer today for having each of you join its ranks with your varied and diverse life experiences and insights. I have been asked to speak to you briefly about my own pathway of coming to the bar. I was born in Niš, Serbia. At the age of 11, and speaking not a word of English, having only through sheer luck and my grandmother's fortitude survived very challenging circumstances, including the 1999 NATO bombing of Serbia, I boarded a plane bound for Sydney and a new life. My mother, an incredibly strong woman, raised my brothers and I as a single parent and taught us the value of both education and hard work. I don't know if my grandmother could have possibly imagined, but I know that my mother certainly believed, that her public school educated daughter from Liverpool, who started working at the age of 14 to support the family and who would at times hold 3 jobs, something that I don't necessarily recommend, would also go on to receive first-class honours at University Medal in Law, a master's degree in law, and work as a senior associate at Kingwood Mallisons for 8.5 years before embarking on a new journey, that of coming to the bar. If you are interested at coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. Each year, there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. I encourage you strongly to attend. In your first year of practice as a reader, you will receive particular assistance from 2 barristers who are of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you regularly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for barristers of 0 to 5 years experience, like me, and a diversity and equality committee, of which I am a member, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. Whether as a lawyer or as a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist the community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in this profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today to this honourable court. May it please the court.
Ms. Andrianopoulos.
May it please the court. My name is Andrianopoulos, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here, being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 10 years of working as a solicitor, having first been admitted as a solicitor in England and Wales, I can tell you I've learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I have learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community. With our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state, we are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been part of the Law Society of New South Wales for 4 years since being admitted as a solicitor here. Here I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. We encourage you to check out the Law Society website for upcoming events, such as our flagship Welcome to the Profession event, which provides you with an opportunity to celebrate this significant achievement alongside your peers and other members of the profession, and learn more about your next steps as you commence your legal career. The role of the Law Society is to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Well, may I say this to you all by way of closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging and satisfying. And it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community, and you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justice Griffiths, Justice Peden and our colleagues on the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you all on your admission today and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.